Elon Musk has caused an earthquake by suggesting the established parties, left and right, Labour and the Tories, will be, in his words, crushed.
There were, and I'm simply stating a fact, there were migrant rape gangs in England that would run around and prey on young girls, gang rape them. And some people found that objectionable, which obviously it should be objectionable. And they were upset about that. And so they complained about it online and were sent to prison. That sounds crazy.
Elon Musk, the mercurial billionaire and owner of X, has unexpectedly thrust himself into the heart of British politics, sparking a firestorm that has left Keir Starmer's government reeling. By amplifying a viral petition demanding a snap general election and branding the UK a tyrannical police state, Musk has galvanized public discontent and reignited debate over Labour's leadership and accountability. In a nation already grappling with deepening divisions and waning trust in its political class, Musk's intervention is a jolt to the system, one that may yet force Starmer to reckon with a surging wave of popular frustration. Elon Musk's unexpected foray into British politics has thrown a spotlight on the fragile state of public trust in government, exposing cracks in Keir Starmer's leadership and reshaping the political discourse around accountability and free speech. By endorsing a petition demanding a general election, Musk has amplified frustrations over the cost of living crisis, overstretched public services, and a perceived erosion of civil liberties under Labour's watch. His intervention, while polarizing, has energized calls for reform and thrust issues of governance into the global arena, forcing Britain's political elite to confront not only their domestic failings, but also their vulnerability to external scrutiny. In a moment when public outrage is reaching a boiling point, Musk's endorsement has turned a grassroots movement into a reckoning for a government struggling to fulfill its promises and restore faith in the system. Elon Musk's fiery critique of the UK government, labeling it a tyrannical police state and questioning its economic stewardship, has intensified the pressure on Keir Starmer's leadership. Musk's comments, amplified to millions via social media, tap into a growing undercurrent of public discontent over rising living costs, faltering public services, and concerns about government overreach on civil liberties. For Starmer, already grappling with sliding approval ratings, Musk's intervention sharpens the focus on his administration's perceived shortcomings. While Downing Street has dismissed Musk's remarks as inflammatory, the billionaire's influence has reignited debates over freedom of speech and accountability, forcing Labour to confront uncomfortable questions about its ability to meet the demands of a restless electorate.
There's some weird things going on in Europe. There's a lot of, I mean, although we've got quite a lot of bureaucracy here, but in Europe they've got country-level bureaucracy, and then they've got EU bureaucracy on top of that. I mean, the EU headquarters in Brussels is a monument to bureaucracy. It's really next level. And they unlike America, they don't have a First Amendment. You don't actually have freedom of speech in Europe. But we're kind of like a pretty rare situation having freedom of speech. So, like there's crazy stuff happening in the UK where people are getting like 2-3 year prison sentences for Facebook posts. Yeah, I don't think I should go to visit Britain because they're gonna drag out some tweet and say 2 years in prison for this tweet or something bullshit like that. So anyway, I think that's, with Trump elected, we can put a stop to that stuff and say no way, no, nope, no throwing people in prison for random social media posts. That's crazy. Yeah, it's happened a lot. No, I mean, it's so crazy in Britain that they actually have released convicted pedophiles in order to imprison people for making social media posts. That is a real thing that happened. Insane. Yeah.
Elon Musk's outspoken criticism of the UK government's approach to free speech and economic management has thrown fuel on an already smoldering fire of public discontent, sparking an unprecedented surge of political activism. A petition, spearheaded by small business owner Michael Westwood, has surged to nearly 3 million signatures, becoming a lightning rod for frustration over Prime Minister Keir Starmer's leadership. Voters increasingly see a disconnect between Labour's promises of change and the realities of strained public services and skyrocketing living costs. Musk's intervention has elevated this grassroots movement into a major political challenge, intensifying scrutiny of Starmer's ability to deliver on his mandate. As the petition grows, it underscores the fragility of public trust in government and the rising demand for a more accountable and responsive leadership. Keir Starmer's first 100 days as Prime Minister have been anything but smooth, as internal party divisions and public outrage threaten to derail Labour's carefully constructed image of stability and competence. The decision to slash winter fuel payments for all but the poorest pensioners has sparked widespread backlash, painting Starmer's administration as out of touch with the electorate. Critics within Labour have decried the move as a betrayal of campaign promises to protect vulnerable groups, exposing deep fractures in party unity. Meanwhile, public discontent is mounting, with pensioners and advocacy groups accusing the government of abandoning its social responsibility. For a leader who campaigned on restoring trust in politics, the early days of Starmer's premiership have become a stark test of his ability to balance bold decision-making with the need to retain public and party support. Elon Musk's growing influence over political discourse in the UK has become a disruptive force for Keir Starmer, intensifying the mounting pressure on his already strained leadership. As Musk's endorsement of a petition demanding a snap general election propels it to nearly 3 million signatures, Starmer faces a dual challenge: an energized opposition outside Parliament and deepening divisions within his own party. Labour's internal fractures are becoming increasingly visible, with critics questioning Starmer's ability to navigate key policy challenges and accusations of disconnect from voters' concerns over the cost of living and public services. For a prime minister who promised stability and unity, the escalating calls for change, amplified by Musk's high-profile intervention, present a daunting test of his political resolve and his capacity to rally a restless electorate. As the political landscape shifts under the weight of growing public discontent and internal unrest, Keir Starmer finds himself at a defining crossroads. The surging momentum of the general election petition, amplified by Elon Musk's global influence, reflects a restless electorate demanding accountability and action. Within his own party, fractures threaten the unity Labour relied upon to secure power, forcing Starmer to reconcile bold leadership with the delicate task of managing dissent. With calls for systemic reform growing louder, Starmer's response in the coming weeks will determine not only his government's credibility, but also its survival in a volatile political climate. Whether he rises to the challenge or falters under the weight of expectation will shape the trajectory of his premiership and Labour's future for years to come. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more updates. Join the conversation and stay connected with us on Telegram too. Your support means everything.